It's difficult to line up the bar in the Gantt chart with the table row. To make this easier, a quick trick is to right-click on the bar side of the chart, select grid lines. For Gantt rows, we're going to add in little dashes, and while we're here we might as well put some dashes on the time scale. So we'll select the bottom tier and we'll select dashes also and use the automatic color and click OK. And there you have it, an easy way to view your rows. Now if you have all of your rows in wrap text as the default, you can set them all to a single row height by clicking on the upper left hand corner of the table and simply dragging the bar height up, and there you go. You've collapsed all the rows into one single view, and now you can use the grid lines to much greater precision. Sometimes when you're presenting a Gantt chart, you don't want to show the task table, you just want to show the bars with task names. Here's a quick trick to accomplish that. I'm going to select the Format command from the Format tab. I'm going to change the bar styles. And in this case, we're just going to change the taskbar. We go to the Text tab, and instead of resource names, we're going to show task names, which in the database is just called name. We're going to put those to the right of the taskbars. And with those displayed, we're going to get rid of the split. So this could be our printout. Now if you wanted a smaller font on those bar names, just go into Text Styles and then select the bar text to the right. Instead of a 10, let's go to a 9-point regular. There we go. Quick way to print out a Gantt chart that just shows the taskbars with the names to the right of each task. Sometimes you just want to change all the font sizes in your Gantt chart. To change the text sizes in the table, it's simply in the Text Styles command. We pick the All font size, and we're going to change that to a 9. Now that took care of the table. What about the font in the Gantt bars themselves? Well, it's back in the same place, Text Styles. But this time, we want bar text that's to the right in this case. And we're going to change it to a 7-point. Now it doesn't look like 7-point is there, but we can actually type in a 7. And Microsoft will give us a nice tiny font. Now in the time scale, we can also change the font size. This is again in Text Styles. Bottom tier, and again, even though it looks like it only goes to 8, we're going to go to a font size of 7 and squeeze that down. And if you want to bring the bars closer, double click on the time scale, bottom tier, take it down, let's go to 50%, and there we go. We've got a lot tighter Gantt chart we can print out and share. In this tip, we're going to show you why you shouldn't use the as late as possible constraint. Here we have a simple project schedule for building a garage. It only has 4 tasks, and we're going to add a new task called lumber delivery. This involves the ordering and the receipt of the lumber at the site. Say from the time we call the lumber folks to when they deliver it, it's 3 days. And so the successor to this, of course, is build the garage. Now we don't want the lumber sitting out on the ground for the time that we're waiting for it. So let's double click on the task, go into the Advanced tab, and set the as late as possible constraint. And it looks like everything's going fine. However, we're going to add a task where the family goes on vacation. And they're going to go on vacation for 3 weeks. No, they're going to go for 4 weeks. No, they're going to go on vacation for 5 weeks. You see what happens. The as late as possible constraint causes this task to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. So you never want to use as late as possible. Use other constraints when you need a just-in-time delivery. In this tip, we're going to show you the very handy start-to-finish link type. It's a very uncommon one, but in this example, again, we have the garage building project, and we're going to have the lumber delivery. And it's going to take 3 days. And we're going to go a start-to-finish link with task number 4. So now, no matter what happens in the project, if it takes 7 days, to dig the ground foundation. Notice that we know exactly on Thursday we need to be ordering our lumber. And if you're wondering if a unrelated task can impact the schedule of the delivery, you'll see here it has no impact. So the start to finish link is a very handy way to create a just-in-time link.